Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to start this video off by saying thank you so much to everybody who has watched my previous video. I hit 3K views today. It's pretty awesome. At the time of recording this, it's at 3K views. So awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. And we're going to keep the ball rolling with a new video. And today, I'm talking about my predictions for the February Nintendo Direct that may or may not be happening. It's probably going to happen, but yeah, let's hop right into it. So to start off, I believe Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave will be the opening or closing game, depending on where Splatoon Raiders is placed. But Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave will be released in the summertime, around May or June. And I think even though I have not beat Three Houses yet, I'm actually working my way through it. I believe that this is going to be a prequel of some sort. It just seems very prequel coded because we saw Sothis at the end of the trailer, and I just something feels off about how it's like we see Sothis but no one else is recognizable. So I think this will be a prequel to Fire Emblem Three Houses while still retaining that same tone that game had. I think they took a lot of the criticism from Fire Emblem Engage to heart. It's like, I think people want the tone of like a Fire Emblem Awakening or Fire Emblem Fates or Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think people want that tone for Fire Emblem because me personally, I want that tone for Fire Emblem. I think Engage is a fine game. It's just that tone, story and the tone suck in that game. Just full stop. Not great. So, yeah, I'm excited to see more Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I believe May or June for this game. I did a little bit of research, and Fire Emblem games seem to be the beginning to the middle of the year rather than at the end of the year for release times for modern Fire Emblem games. So I think it's a confident bet that Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave will be released around the summertime, released in May or June. So, yep, see that opening or closing the Direct. And my next prediction, Splatoon Raiders. I think it will also be a game released in the summertime. I think it's going to be bigger than we anticipate because the trailer didn't reveal much, but we do know it's a single-player Splatoon game, and I think it'll be pushed as the next major Splatoon title, even though it doesn't have... We'll have like the online multiplayer that the other two focused on, or the other three focused on. But I do think it's going to be bigger than we anticipate. I think it's going to be the series' big stepping out moment and be like, we want to explore this universe that people seem to enjoy. I personally have been wanting a game like this for Splatoon for a while because I love that world of Splatoon, but I want a single player experience in that world because the characters are really fun and unique, and Splatoon just has good vibes. So yeah, I see that as being the other big summer title alongside Fire Emblem, and I think this is going to open the Direct. I know I said a little bit ago and contradicting myself a little bit, but I do see if this shows up here, it taking the opening spot because it just seems like you'd open with it. It's the big question mark from last year that they just revealed it out of nowhere and went radio silent. So I think Splatoon opens and we see more of that game, and I'm super excited for it. Next game, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, will be released in either March or April as the big game of spring. This new Yoshi game. It looks really cool. I'm really excited for the art style. I like what they're going for. It looks really fun and unique and very cute, as Yoshi games always are. I do, however, hope that this one's more challenging because Yoshi games tend to be on the easier side. So I'm hoping to see this game release and it be a little bit more challenging than your typical Yoshi game. Probably won't be challenging, but still excited. Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. Yep, March or April. Big spring game. And yeah. On to the next prediction. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, will be another summer title. And this is my big prediction. it will end up getting a Switch 2 edition that utilizes microphone and the mouse functionality. The reason I think that is because Tomodachi Life seems weird that it wouldn't have those features. This and Rhythm Heaven Groove, which we'll get to, they scream Switch 2 edition to me. Like, I see using mouse control stuff with Tomodachi Life. It could be fun using that in that game. And microphone, because I'm pretty sure the DS game and the 3DS Tomodachi Life had microphone. I could be wrong. Leave in the comments if you know what Tomodachi Life had. I think those had it, and I see that game getting a Switch 2 edition. If it shows up, if they announce that at the Direct, who knows? But I do see that getting a Switch 2 edition just based on those features alone. Like Yoshi. Don't have too much to say about Tomodachi Life. I'm excited for it. Animal Crossing's been fun to come back to, but I feel like Animal Crossing is going to last me 2 weeks with this new content. So, excited to see Tomodachi Life kind of take that style of game and run with it until we eventually get the next Animal Crossing. So, yeah, excited to see that. Next game on my list is Rhythm Heaven Groove. I just talked about that in the last one. I think it's going to be released a month after Yoshi is the other spring game. I think we're going to get like a big game and then a smaller game. A big game and a smaller game. I just see that happening with two big ones in the center of the year with Fire Emblem and Splatoon Raiders. I just see them doing that. So, because Mario Kart World and DK Bonanza kind of worked together, and I think they're going to continue that cadence of like big game, small game, big game, small game, and then big games at the end. So, Rhythm Heaven being a month after Yoshi, I could totally see that happening. But I also think that it too will have a Switch 2 edition that utilizes the mouse function. I think the mouse function could be awesome for a Rhythm Heaven game, and I'm really excited to see this one. I miss my WarioWare, so I'm excited to see Rhythm Heaven get some love this year. That's the last of like the tempered expectations I have of this Direct predictions, because I just don't think it's going to be a big one. But for Nintendo, I think that's reasonable to expect those, because those are the games that are announced. I think we really are going to be baseline what we announced in September. We're going to keep that ball rolling, and third party, I think we'll have a heavy presence during this to fill up that time for Nintendo Direct. There's a lot of question marks about third party. I know we're getting Resident Evil and Pragmata and stuff like that, but I think we're going to see a lot more third party presence in this Direct than we usually would in a big Nintendo Direct. My first prediction is that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will get a release date. I'm super excited for the Switch 2 version of this game, because I love Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It was my most played game last year when it came to PlayStation. Played it on Xbox a whole bunch of times. Cannot wait to sink more time into it on the Switch 2. Very exciting. Love Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Great game. Starfield. I think Starfield gets announced here. I think it's time for Bethesda to bring that over to other consoles. So Switch 2 getting announced. I think we're getting the whole kit and caboodle with Starfield getting announced here. That one seems a little bit more far-fetched, but I think we'll get Starfield announced here. And keep it with the Bethesda train. Fallout 4 will get a release date. I think it's a 2015 game. It's 10 years old. I think it's not anything huge to where it needs like this big slow roll. I think we get a release date for Fallout 4, and it's going to come out summertime. Maybe if it doesn't get a release date, I see it maybe as a fall title. We'll see. We'll have to see on that one. That one I'm a little bit more like on, but because they're having problems with that game on other consoles. Fallout 4 is having some troubles right now. So yeah, just Fallout 4 gets a release date maybe. Microsoft will have a big presence I know I just listed 3 Microsoft titles, but I think they have a big presence. I'm unsure what will show, but I just feel like it's time. I know it's not a Microsoft title anymore, but Hi-Fi Rush, I see that coming to Switch. Maybe Gears of War. I think this is finally where we get Gears of War on Switch. I think it should have happened already. Just because Gears of War is on everything else, why is it not on Switch 2? It's going to show up at some point, whether that's here or later on. Who knows? I have no real expectations for other third parties besides Capcom. I can't think of anything right now. Like maybe Metal Gear Solid Delta, maybe Silent Hill 2 gets a Switch 2 edition. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Maybe more Resident Evil games get shown off. I find that hard to believe with the 3 that are releasing on Switch on the same day that Requiem comes out. Maybe Resident Evil is later in the year that we get more of like 2, 3, 4 remake come to Switch. We'll have to see. My last big third-party prediction is Duskbloods will show up with a release window of fall 2026. I think it's time to see this game again. It's been since... did we see this in April? I think this was at the April Direct last year when the Switch 2 was fully revealed. But yeah, Duskbloods. I think it's time to see Duskbloods again. I really, really, really hope this one does good. I was really excited ahead of time. I like From Software games, but I'm just not a big fan of like the big multiplayer push that they're doing. I heard Night Rain's great. That's not what I want to play those games for. I want to play those games solo. Duskbloods, directed by Miyazaki this time. I think this will be a really good game when it shows up. Me personally, I want to see more single player push, and with the Switch's online capabilities, it's gotten better, but I just don't see this type of game working well, especially since Elden Ring is having a hard time working on Switch 2 hardware. It seems like it's a struggle. Yeah, I think Duskblood shows up. We get an extended look at that with a release window of fall 2026. I see that being an October title or November title, but yeah, I think it shows up here, and we see a release window of fall 2026. And moving on to my last half the last half of the video, I'm gonna throw out some fantasy picks that I would love to see. While I believe that this Nintendo Direct will be pretty tame, as I said at the beginning of the video, not as big as we would like it to be, I do think we get a Zelda 40th anniversary section. I don't think we're out of the Mario 40th anniversary thing going on. So this one seems a little bit of a stretch. I do see them finally giving us Twilight Princess on Switch 2 as an NSO title. As much as I would love for Nintendo to release the HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, I just don't feel like those editions exist anymore. If they did exist at some point, it would have happened already. Maybe they had different plans for them, and with the GameCube NSO app on Switch 2 now, I see them saving money by porting Wind Waker, which we already have, in Twilight Princess to that service just to get those games out here. I would love a physical version of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on Switch. I just don't think it's going to happen. And I think if Zelda does have a presence, I do think we get like an NSO title released, and that being Twilight Princess. I think Twilight Princess finally comes to the Switch. And the next one is one that I don't think is as far-fetched as when I talk myself through it, but Luigi's Mansion 4 finally gets revealed. I could see that happening. It's been so long since Luigi's Mansion 3, and that game sold incredibly well, and I think more than Nintendo expected. And so I think we finally get Luigi's Mansion 4. No release date will be shown. I think we'll get a release window for fall with a release date at the June Direct. I would love to see it. I'm a big Luigi's Mansion fan. I'm ready for another Luigi's Mansion. If that's like the big Mario game of the year, I'm all for it. Last big prediction. As much as I would love to see a new 3D Mario game, it's just not time for it. that team just put out Donkey Kong Bonanza, and 3D Mario seems like a next year type of game. Like, I feel like we need one more year before we get to a 3D Mario. I'd love to be wrong. It's too close to DK Bonanza. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. I could see them putting out a 3D World style game. I think that'll be really cool to see another 3D World style Mario game, because 3D World was amazing and Bowser's Fury was also amazing, and it felt like it was a test bed for the next 3D Mario game. So I could see them doing something along the lines of a Bowser's Fury style game. I could see them doing something like that in the meantime, like maybe as like a buffer title, and then it's like we get that this year, and then next year we get the next big 3D Mario game. That sounds crazy when I say it, but like I could see them doing something that's a little bit smaller in scale. I know people don't like to hear that, but I just feel like it's too soon for a Mario Odyssey sized game. It just doesn't feel like it's time. I think DK Bonanza was that game, and I think we'll just have to wait a little bit longer, but I could see a 3D World style game, and I think there's plenty of room for that, and I think it fills both roles. I think it fills the 2D role and the 3D role at the same time, because they're very similar in structure, course clear style Mario game. Those are my predictions for the Nintendo Direct in February that may or may not happen. Let me know what you guys think about these predictions. Sound off down below, like and subscribe, do all that crazy stuff. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.